Good evening and welcome to ATV. Tonight we are doing a two-part series where we will first speak with mothers who immigrated to the United States from the Middle East. Then in part 2 tonight, my co-host Lena Kotran will speak with their children who are all first-generation Americans. I am Suad Asfour, your host, and welcome to the show. My very first guest tonight is Laura Abi Nijem Eid. Laura, let me tell you a little bit about Laura. Laura was a journalist in Lebanon for over 10 years. She worked as a TV and radio reporter for politics. She also served as a judge on the Miss 2000 for ART TV. In her career, she has interviewed singers and artists. When she immigrated to the United States, she joined Our Lady of Lebanon, a Maronite church in San Mateo. She participates in the youth organization of Our Lady of Lebanon, where she works to keep the Lebanese culture and traditions alive as their youth balance Lebanese and American identities. Laura, thank you for coming and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Just a note, Our Lady of Lebanon is in Melbury.
In Melbury, not San Mateo. Okay,
yeah.
That's good to know. I'm glad you cleared that for us. Thank you. And the second guest we have is Dalia Abul-Azam. I'd like to welcome Dalia, tell you a little bit about Dalia. Dalia is a Palestinian who immigrated to the United States from Kuwait at the age of 23. She is married with 2 daughters, Nadia and Dina. Her daughters are also married. Dalia is actively involved with her church and is now working as a legal aid at a law firm in San Francisco. Welcome to the show, Dalia, and thank you for coming all the way from San Francisco.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thanks.
Thank you. We're glad to have you. And my third guest tonight is Dalia Naji. Dalia Naji, who immigrated from Tunisia and whose family is originally from Iraq. Her father was a diplomat, and Dalia spent her childhood traveling all over the Middle East, Asia, and Europe. She has a master's in economics and has had a career as a teacher in economics at the International School in Colombo, as well as a banker in Colombo. She is married with 2 kids, Yasmin, who is 17, and Zain, who is 11. She has experienced life abroad and in the US. Welcome to the show, Dalia, and thank you for coming all the way from Morgan Hill.
Thank you for having me.
So
it's
nice
a pleasure.
To see you. Thank you all for coming, and we're ready to start rolling here. I see we have so much in common with each other. I'm just like you, and we will try to cover as much information to deliver some knowledge to our viewers here in the Bay Area. So I guess my first question will be, why did you immigrate to the Bay Area? I know we all have our own reasons, but I'm sure we will have something new to share. So let's start with Laura.
You know, mine I think is the easiest. I came to the US in 1999 after I got married.
Yes.
Just after the honeymoon,
That's
came.
it.
Yeah.
You came here and you love it.
Yeah, but you know, the first day was so tough.
Really?
Honestly, I felt like I cannot breathe.
Oh, wow.
It's not an easy experience at all.
Definitely. It's a change.
Yeah.
You know, we all went through that, I'm very sure.
Yeah.
How about Dalia?
I came to the United States in 1979 with my father, mother, and my brothers and sisters. My father decided to, as Palestinians, we lived all our life in Kuwait.
Yes.
My father decided to give all of us a better life and a better place to be, and So we all migrated together as a family here to San Francisco.
Nice, that's good. And let's hear it from Dalia.
My story is similar to Laura. I got married and moved to the US. The only difference is it was hard for you the first day. For me, it was hard for the first year.
The whole year.
Yeah,
The whole year.
it took a year for me to adjust. For different reasons, maybe because my husband, like, his life rotates around his profession, so I had to find myself, you know, in his life and in the US. So the only difference, it took you one day, it took me a year.
It's almost the same, because I mean the whole year, but the toughest
the
day,
first day,
when you feel what I have done, what
Yeah.
I'm gonna do.
Where am I?
Yeah,
That's very
it's the
normal.
fear. Yeah.
So what adjustment did you do?
It takes a while. First, let's start with what the fear I have. It's like I'm away from my home, my family. I don't know that much about the culture, the language, even
Did you
the
speak
food.
any English when you came?
Just a little bit, not that much.
You understood,
After all,
pretty
in
much.
Lebanon, we are French educated.
Yes.
I know English, but I did not use it that much.
Yes.
So even the language, the food. But to me, the hardest was the transition from one culture to another.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
starting the roots here.
So
was
what action
in-
did you take immediately to get yourself acquainted with the place, to be more comfortable?
You know, I think what helped me that I have already family members here. My
Okay,
grandma
that
was
helps,
born here,
definitely.
so I have the
Spend
sense.
more time with the family.
Yeah, I have the sense of family. We have the church here that really helps.
The church helps to go to
helps
church.
a lot. So
To
we
hear
have
your language
Yeah.
and the Arabic words.
Yeah, so I didn't feel at that time that far, but on the personal level, it was hard for me.
Yeah.
After
Everything
working
new.
like 10 hours a day, just sit at home
Yeah.
and waiting
Think
for your
about it.
husband. Yeah, it is hard.
How about Dalia Abu Lazam?
Actually, coming here with the age, actually, different ages would adapt differently to being in this country, because if you come young, it's much easier for you to adapt yourself
Of
to everything
course.
that's happening
Definitely.
and going on around you in this country.
That's true.
So I got here, as she mentioned, it's a very memorable day. Until now, I remember it like I remember my birthday. You know, when somebody asks me, I give them the day and the hour and everything, and they say, oh, wow. I said, yeah, it's like, it's a huge, big event that affects your life dramatically, that you cannot forget that moment.
Of course.
It's, it was very hard in the beginning to adapt to
So we
the
all
life.
try our best.
Absolutely.
We all give it our
Oh,
best
absolutely.
shot.
It's, I mean, it's so much to change. As much as you think. I've been around, I mean, I traveled, you know, and I saw different countries, but still to know that you will be living all your life here.
Yeah.
That's the big impact. That's
Right.
the culture shock, as I call it, you know, just like.
Yeah, culture shock.
Yeah,
That's the right word.
it's, I
We
kept
all go
busy.
through it,
I
no matter
kept
what
busy.
country we
I
come
kept
from.
busy. I started working actually 2 weeks after I got
Later.
here.
For you.
That would help a lot.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
I
It
did
helps.
2
So
weeks
you work
after
with
I
the
got
American
here.
culture, or did you work for Arab families?
No, I worked at the bank actually.
Okay,
Right,
that's
yeah.
good.
So it's
Wow.
like, yeah.
That helps.
The hardest thing was, I mean, my second language was English, but the accent was different because we
Yes.
learned the English. So
We
for
learned
me,
it
I
in
was
a
really
British way
trying
back.
hard to grasp that
Oh, that's
aspect of
good.
the language.
Good.
But that
2
helped
weeks
me a
later,
lot.
start
Actually,
working for a
that
bank.
helped me a
That's-
lot. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It helps
That
a lot.
helped
And
me
you
a
said you had to do a lot of adjustment because your husband was a doctor.
Yeah, and you know, he already had set up himself, so I had to come and try to find my place in his life, personally and professionally.
Yes.
You know, I was born and raised in different countries, so I was used to adapting to different countries. But when I came here, it's not trying to adapt to the country, but to my husband's life.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that was, you know,
Atmosphere.
yeah, exactly. So I tried to find myself. You know, I had a lot of like a lot of dreams, and you know, I already had my professional life, and I came here, and I had to find myself within his life.
Right.
So I went back to school. Though I had my master's in economics, I went back to school to do dental assisting.
great.
Yes.
So I went to San Jose City College, did 1 year full-time program, And then I got my license. I became a registered dental assistant.
Wow.
And I fit myself in his life. I don't have family here, but I have friends who became my family.
Yes. Exactly.
They became really, really like close to me. I found them in hard time and good time, so they helped me, you know, carry on my life here.
Right.
And my community as well.
That's very normal. So let me go back to Laura again now. What's the biggest differences you found in the Bay Area, living here versus back home? And is there anything was shocking for you?
I would not say shocking, but to me, except the language, maybe the food, even the weather, the hardest to me, you know, everything here is computerized, systemized, organized, and coming back from Lebanon, totally the different.
So the technology grabbed your attention.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to coming from a like chaos to a totally organized. It takes time.
Yes, so United States is the most organized country in the world, and that, you know, everybody noticed that when we first arrived.
Yeah.
And Dalia, what did you notice different?
The big difference, actually, it was the social aspect
versus living
the
back
social
home.
Aspect,
The social life,
social life, and connections between people and.
Social life in which way? Like back home, the neighbors' connection?
Everywhere. I mean, everywhere you go. I mean, you know everybody. We live there all our life, so that's our life. You know,
and you come here, you don't know, you feel like
yes, absolutely. You have to build from zero,
right?
And that's the hard part about it. Just building from zero to to that place where you want to be.
Yeah. That's good, but you all did very well.
Yeah,
what about you?
Yeah, comparing the professional life here versus back home. Back home, I find it more laid back. Here, it's more competitive, more like a rat race.
To keep going.
You have to keep going. You can't stop.
You have to stay up to date.
Yes, exactly. That's why we go conventions.
Versus back home, you can relax.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
let go.
They go like 5-6 hours in the morning to work. They come back. They have a nap, and then they get up and they socialize. Like they have their outing in the night, and it's a little bit different.
So, but I'm sure there was something hard to adjust to. What was the hardest thing for you?
Like I said, it's like the professional life, you know. There, even in Sri Lanka, when I worked in the bank and in school, it's like more like Middle Eastern way of life. Here, it's like we work from 10 to 6, 7 o'clock, so it's long working hours. And then we come home, it's dinner, homework with the kids, go to sleep.
It's the rush life.
It's, the
fast pace.
Did you have to go through
fast
that?
pace.
It's the fast pace for
fast
you.
pace.
Laura? The hardest thing you adjusted to?
The hardest thing that I have no job. I don't work. So I stayed home.
Get bored.
No, it's good and it's bad. Suddenly you feel that you have nothing to do.
Yes.
You feel that you get behind. At some point, it's not easy.
So it was hard for you to adjust.
Yeah.
And what about the easiest thing you had to adjust?
I think the easiest thing is to like the system, to be organized. Everything is systemized.
You were
once you get used to it,
you were glad to have it part of
you
your life.
appreciate it more.
Yeah, I agree with Laura too. That's really a great point.
And the service we have here. When we go home, we get shocked. Like everything we do, we pay over the phone, online. You know, when we go home, you have to go to pay your water bill or your gas. You have to go to the place itself. So
here you could solve anything over the phone.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There you have to go and talk, and it's not as easy as here, of course.
Okay, so that's great. We get to know all that. What do you do? Let's talk about our culture. What do you do to keep our culture alive, especially in the house and to your kids? What do you expose them to?
They speak. They speak the language.
You teach them the language.
They write. They understand. To me now, what they help a lot, you know, the songs. They know all the songs.
The music.
With the music, it helps.
It's easier to
It helps. It sticks in their mind. And one thing also here, we have the Our Lady of Lebanon. We have the youth group, so we try hard to preserve our culture, our heritage. So the kids, they learn the folklore Dabke dance.
Oh.
Even when I go to Lebanon, sometimes my nieces and my nephews, they don't care. They don't like it.
They want to try to live the American way.
Exactly.
We are trying to live
Exactly.
That's very true.
Yeah, but our kids, they know, they read, they know more about the culture. They're proud.
Do you take them often to visit back home?
Yeah, almost every year.
You do.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good,
they
that's
cannot
good.
wait until they go.
You want to make sure they keep the language, they don't lose anything. What about Dalia? What do you do at home to keep the culture alive?
We spoke to them. Their first language was Arabic. I established Arabic as a first language for both of my daughters. So the language, the music and the arts and the songs, the memorabilia that's around the house, it always reminds them who they are and where they are from. The connection with the family and with the friends, also staying connected with the community. We're very involved with the church community, and they are around all the youth in the church. So this way, they don't feel a void. There are people who share their culture, who share their morals, who share their ideas. They can exchange, they can talk about it without judgments or without feeling as an outsider.
Yes.
It's a great thing for them because they also can mix, you know, I mean, even with their friends, when they come over, they are proud with who they are. They always
So they have Arabian friends or American friends?
They have mostly, it's within the community, the Arabic community, they have a lot of friends. They have a lot of American friends, of course, and
they get the best of both worlds.
that's the beauty of it for them. That's the beauty of it for them.
Visiting back home, do you take them often?
They visit,
You take them to Palestine?
Yeah, I took them many trips to Palestine. And
that's good.
Yes. And they speak Arabic, they understand Arabic, they sing Arabic, and which
amazing.
is nice, yeah.
So of course that helps when the husband also speak Arabic in the house.
Yes, it helps a lot. It helps a lot.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Dalia, let's hear your opinion.
Like I say, kids are like clay. It's how you mold them. So like the things that Laura and Dalia were saying, it's like what you do at home. Like we have Dish Network, which have Arabic channels. We talk to them in Arabic. My friends, like I would say 50 to more than 50% are Arab. So, you know, they're kids. We try to encourage them to talk Arabic as well. I take them to Sunday school. I volunteer Sunday school to teach them Arabic as well. So, and the trips, summer trips back home helps a lot. My daughter, we used to take her every year. Now, because things in Syria are not that settled, so we have stopped going there. She said, Mom, when are we going to go back? I miss Souq al-Hamidiyya. I miss all the resorts we used to go to. So she has memories which like it's there. It's and she's really anxious. They love it. She loves going there.
Yeah.
All the attention they get.
They appreciate it more, even sometimes, than us. And one more thing I could add, they feel sometimes they are responsible to teach their friends here.
Yes, they are ambassadors for us,
sometimes
right?
Some stereotyping or stuff like this. So they feel that they are responsible to talk about their heritage, about where they come from.
Yes.
So yeah,
they will have some kind of information to deliver to their American friends if they ask them, if after they visit back home, of course. Laura, do you feel there's gap between the parents and the children who are born here with the culture? Every once in a while that hits? Or you think the connection is always there?
It's normal between generation, the gap of generation in general. But to me, I don't feel it because I keep talking to them. We always have conversation about being, you're not only Lebanese and you're not only American. You are Lebanese American. You have the opportunity to choose from both. It's not only one. So when they speak and I could understand them more, and when I speak, they could understand me more. And here we have a big community, so it's not like before. So
it's growing.
Yeah, it's growing. It's easier.
Lebanese
and we always have like events.
So it's always.
You've been once to the Lebanese festival, and you go there, you feel like you're not here.
So the Lebanese festival play a big role in connection with all the children together, parents and their kids and the culture.
I feel that it really represents our kids. My son used to say, "Mommy, it's the best day in my life because they feel proud of their heritage, and they're still in America because they are American."
Yeah. How does your kids, do you deal with gap between you and your kids, the parents and the kids, or do you have also the same?
There is the gap. I mean, it's not a huge
There will
gap,
always be a little gap.
It's there because I'm trying to figure things out on how to handle the situations between, you know, and they are trying to figure things out too.
No matter what.
Absolutely. So that gap is always there. But for them, maybe it's a little bit more hard because they really have to figure things out between both cultures. They have
and
to
they have
find,
to keep balance and understanding.
And to have balance. So that's the kind of gap that's there.
We kind of keep them on their toes.
Yes, we try.
Well, I tell them, you know, look at different cultures and learn from them. Learn the good things, you know.
Yes.
Be open-minded.
Good idea.
You know, I mean, there's so many things we could learn from here, and there's so many good things we learn from back home. So the best thing is where you have a melting pot. You know, get all the good ingredients, and you know, you turn a good citizen, a good person. So I tell them just, you know, and of course I have sometimes differences with my kids, but I try to understand where they come from. You know, I just don't say no, and you know, just shut them down. No, I sit and talk to them, and sometimes, you know, you have to let go of something, be easy with them, and then tighten another thing.
Give them chance.
Give them chance. Yeah, not always like no. It has to be yes and no. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know, you have to balance. So, and like I said, I have to be in their shoes. I have to be in their place, understand where they come from, and you know, become their friend. That's what I do. You know, sometimes my husband is the hard one. I say, you know, you become the hard one, I become the easy one. So we balance each other.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Do you feel raising a family in the Bay Area is better than back home, or there will always be something missing?
No, I don't feel something missing. I feel it's their privilege. It's a good opportunity to choose the good things from both cultures. That's the balance between both of them is a privilege no one could have. We live in a great country.
That's true.
And we come also from a great country too. So
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree 100% with Laura. Yeah, that's a great point that you brought up, and that's how I think about it, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so you agree also with us. I agree. I totally agree with Laura.
Yeah.
That we are in the best country in the world.
Yeah,
definitely to have our kids grow up here.
Definitely good education, a lot of opportunities. It's safe. I mean, there are so many. It's an endless list.
Yes.
So they should appreciate what they have, and you know, learn from here and learn from back home. And they're privileged to have those two opportunities, two cultures, which they can learn from both.
Yeah.
So
rich.
So you ladies sounds very well experienced. So now I'm gonna take your advice to tell us for the new immigrated parents who are just moved to this country. You know how it is right now. A lot of people are moving here in the recent years. So I want to hear your advice from each one of you. What would you give advice to the parents who just immigrated, and what's the best thing to do?
I think we should love, I would say, love the U.S. It's a great country with a great mission. Preserve your heritage. Keep the connection, a strong connection between here and your country of origin. And that's it. Yeah, just love both.
And be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah.
Get to know the American culture better, and get involved more with like the Arab Culture Center and take them to the festivals.
Yeah. To me, just respect where you come from, respect your culture, your heritage, be proud of, and love your country. Make the U.S. your home.
Excellent idea. And Dalia?
Yeah, I would like to encourage them, to encourage their children to go above and beyond and dream and attain their dreams and go for education, go for a good job. It's all there. all it needs is for them just to have a motive for these kids to go out there and do it. Everyone can do it and everyone can make it, as we can see. I mean, the success is endless in this country, which is amazingly great, you know.
Yes. After all, this is the land of opportunities.
And also to keep the ties with their community, always try to help with every way they can. Same way as they can volunteer at anywhere. Also, they can give some time to volunteer through, for their community too. So they can have a rounded experience from all aspects of the society, you know.
That's wonderful. And Dalia, tell us your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the kids who come here, or the families, are blessed to be here. You know, a lot of people would love to be here. It's a land of opportunity, land of dreams. So since you're here, make the maximum out of it. You know, learn, work hard. Don't come here and lay back.
Take advantage of the system.
Take advantage of the system, yes.
Right?
You know, and then also be proud of your origin. You know, you're coming from, let's say, from Iraq, from Lebanon, from Palestine, you know, and carry on. Of course, your family, your mom, your dad, your siblings will help you as well, the older ones, to understand what's your background, okay?
That helps a lot.
That helps us as well.
And make them stronger.
Yes, and it's not easy. I'm sure it's going to be hard in the first time, but as the days goes by, as the weeks goes by, the months, the years, it will become easier and easier.
Perfect. Did you want to add?
Thing, yeah, just I'd like to say, give back to this great community, to this great country. Just they learn just to give back, to do something back in return.
It's very important.
After all, giving is receiving.
Definitely.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming. Unfortunately, the time went by so fast. I wish we had more time, but
thank you so much for having us.
This
is a wonderful show.
Thank you for having us.
It's so good. You are a good role model for our children, and I hope a lot of people understand what we you guys said the right thing. Everything you said is just what they need to know.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank
you for coming.
You for having us.
And good luck on commuting back. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time. Thank you. Have a good evening.